We are live here in Fairfax, Virginia this month for Nova Pro Wrestling, Nova Project 3. Happy Nova Project Day. It is the start of the third year of Northern Virginia Pro Wrestling. I'm Jamal from the Big Gold Belt Wrestling Podcast. This is Two James. They can't see that. Stand up. Stand up. There it is. There it is right there. And we are just getting ready to start here. It is the official pre-show of Nova Project 3, Nova Virginia, Nova Pro Wrestling. And it's going to be a great show. Starts at 8 o'clock, 30. Doors open. Maybe a pre-show match or two. Who knows? But you definitely want to get here early. There are no front row tickets left. General admission only for $20. Cash is king.
Cash is king.
Cash is king. And, we're live here in the JCC of Fairfax. What's up, man? How's it going? Yeah, so we got, all the stars coming up. Donovan Damhausen, just to, say hello to us. So it's a good time. And we're just going to go down the card real quick.
Get you guys hype.
Yeah, man.
This is their 2-year anniversary. It's going to be their biggest show. This is Nova Pro's WrestleMania to WWE's WrestleMania.
But it's going to be better because Flo Rida is not here.
Well, we can't promise that his music won't be played because that seems to be a popular thing here at Nova Pro.
I wish we could promise that.
If you don't know what we're talking about, get that Boss of Chocolate DVD. Stop by your merch table or get it on Smart Mart, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. For a minute, I thought Flo Rida might have been from Virginia the way they was playing him all night,
Different problem to have. But we are live just before, and you can hear in the background, we can't show it to you.
Yeah.
But we are, the preparations are being made for what's going to be a fantastic night of wrestling here at the JCC in Fairfax. And once again, Belltime's 8 o'clock sharp. So be here or regret it for the rest of your lives.
Yeah.
So let's talk matches.
Let's do it.
That's what we're here to see. And
that's
I guess we're looking at the match card here. And I guess the biggest thing that is of interest to me is last man standing, Beau Crockett versus Innocent Isaiah, Cutie versus the Beast. They're going to do it again, and this time one man won't walk out of here.
That's it. I'm not saying that's it, but what does that mean? Like, is this going to be somebody's last match tonight? Are we not going to see no make a return? I mean, this heated rivalry has to end at some point. I mean, the Twitter battle has been consistent even after their last match. And this is the most fitting stipulation for the match that only one man leaves this match.
Right.
But at the same time, as a fan, this is like, as much as I want to see these two get it on, resolve it, whatever it may be, that's what this is saying.
Well, the problem is, both of them have a lot of pride. And I don't think this is the end of it. No matter what happens, it is a last man standing match, and that literally means if you can't make the 10 count, you lose. But I think that both of them, and we've seen it in both of them, we've seen how, Innocent Isaiah lives up to his name, but he's been vicious, man. And, obviously can't discredit that. And even though Beau Crockett has been saying on Twitter and he's been saying on Instagram and everything that, he has some tricks up his sleeve, you can't discredit that as well. So the last man standing match is going to be one for the ages. You definitely want to get here and see that. Sharp, the show starts.
I think it's only right that we see if we can grab Isaiah over here, because I would love to get his remarks on it. Isaiah dropped the promo earlier. He's ready. And a little bit earlier, he's going to live up to the words that he said, and this is going to be a very, very fierce match between the two of them. Again, if this could have ended or happened any other way, I just can't see the possible outcome besides one man versus just beneath the other. But nonetheless,
awesome. Still, it's going to be a hell of a match. Another one that's going to be very interesting. First time ever, the Ugly Ducklings versus the Carnies. The Ugly Ducklings, new to the Nova Pro roster, but they came through like a hurricane and tore the house down the first time we saw them, and they've been back ever since.
Yeah, this is the third show, and we weren't letting them leave. No. The standing ovation pretty much took over the next match because people were still, the energy was so high. I mean, they brought it.
They absolutely burned the house down the first show.
I would never forget them versus the Gymnasty Boys. I mean, if you didn't know these guys, you damn sure knew them afterwards. You said, man, look, bring them back.
People literally were taking notes after the finish of the Gymnasty Boys, White Mike and Timmy Lou Retton, and the Ugly Ducklings from a few months ago. But first time ever versus the Carnies, and you have a first time ever matchup. How do you prepare for that? How do you prepare for seeing somebody for the first time?
Now, we know the Carnies always has tricks up their sleeve. They always have the numbers game. Curiously, like, when I first saw this card being booked, I was like, this is not going to be a factor for it because the Ugly Ducklings have the total support of Nova Pro behind them. They get the fans going. The quack, once the clap chants are going, it's over. They completely got momentum, and it's...
Yeah, once they get into Mighty Ducks mode and that gets activated, it's a problem. But the fans can't jump the ring. Please don't jump the ring. And that's where the numbers games comes in. And I don't know. I mean, the Carnies, I'm not saying that something's going to happen, but they travel in packs.
Yeah.
They have numbers.
Yeah.
Almost always on their side. And it's going to be interesting to see if the Carnies, who are no strangers to Nova Pro, can overcome the Ugly Ducklings, who move at great speed and they hit hard, they strike fast.
Everything. These guys got all the tools in the shed. I mean, from high aerial to powerhouse moves to, again, claiming home field advantage, which is a big thing. When you get the crowd behind you, you're ready to risk it all. Yep. And they do.
Yep. Kind of what would be the polar opposite of that match is John Kermon versus Tim Donst. And
Tim, safety first, Donst. We have got to note that.
So you have Kermon, who is this MMA guy. He's, mat tactician, and Donst can go in there and he can wrestle Donst. That's what he does. So this is going to be a match, to say the least, where you have two guys that can slug it out, but compared to the high octane match between the Carnies and the Ugly Ducklings, this is going to be a knockdown, drag out, ground and pound fight between Donst and Kermon.
Okay. Always adamantly been a supporter of John Kermon. Undefeated in singles competition this year. Very, very impressive matches against a ton of big names. Last match, we talked about home field advantage and getting the crowd behind them. John Kermon is a Northern Virginia native, and he does have his fan base. But because of his style of wrestling, typically the crowd isn't always into it. So he can't pull that, that new fan that comes in today and automatically get them to root behind him. But people that understands his craft and how much work he's put in the ring and actually seeing this guy build over the year can get behind something like that. And his stories and how he puts on for Nova Pro in the news, he's generally all around a good guy.
Yeah. But
Tim Donst is absolutely hard, that ace, that royal flush when you're playing poker that you never know, you never expected it, and bam, there's it go. This guy genuinely may be the best wrestler in Nova Pro because he can do it all and he absolutely risks it all. A guy like that is a scary guy to deal with. Now, with Kermon, I said at the last show, he's a guy that can adjust because he's got different tricks of the trade, which is more of a technical sound thing. But Tim Donst is so unconventional in how he goes and the weapons he uses and everything, the mind games and everything. I mean, this guy will smile on your face and will smack it on you in no time. I hate to say it, but this is the very first time this year I am going against John Kermon. Wow. And if John Kermon wins, I want everybody that's coming to come look at me and just whatever. I would be in total shock if he wins this time. Absolutely.
It's honestly one of those matches that's too close to call, so I won't embarrass myself and do so. But I will say that Kermon versus Donst isn't a match that it could steal the show. It isn't a match that I thought that I would say that this time last year, but it could steal the show. John Kermon's come a long way as far as endearing himself to the Nova Pro crowd. The MMA, that strong MMA background, in a wrestling match, honestly, is quite polarizing, but he's definitely winning people over in a big way.
And I will say this too. We talked about it on our last podcast about how the wrestling world and the MMA world is all becoming one of its own thing, because MMA has been technically about just the skills in the ring, and wrestling has been more about the not only just the wrestling, but the entertainment aspect with it as well. Now they're all merging together, where wrestlers are getting way more technical, better polished than what they do, and MMA wants to put the razzle dazzle on their sport. If you watch the Mae Young Classic, you see a ton of women who had the MMA either background and being in the UFC, or just trained in sort of a different mixed martial arts, and had successful run in the tournament, because it's a thing. And John Kermon is a complete product of the same thing. MMA background, learning the wrestling at the same time, constant training. This Instagram every day, training. And I still got Tim Donst a little bit over the edge here. But speaking of the Mae Young Classic,
speaking of the Mae Young Classic, Angelus Layne versus Mae Young Classic participant Mia Yim. And Mia Yim, if you're from this area, if you're local to the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, you know Mia Yim already. She's spent a lot of time in Maryland. She's here in Nova Pro.
Returning back to Nova Pro for their biggest show. Yeah.
Yep. So kind of a hometown, hometown show for both Sonjay Dutt and Mia Yim.
Yeah.
It's going to be great to see it. But Angelus Layne, the most interesting thing about this is, after surviving Keith Lee, now don't get me wrong, she didn't win, but she sure survived. After surviving Keith Lee and gaining the respect of the crowd, you still may not like her. She may still be a flamethrowing witch. We can't really confirm nor deny that. However, you have to respect her for stepping in the ring, Keith Lee, and doing her level best.
In my book, that's a win.
In my book, that's still a loss, because that's what happened.
I mean, in the wins and loss column, she lost to Keith Lee.
That's a fat L.
But when you look at the different, we're talking about, they had history, they had a match before. No one gave her a chance. No one. Even Keith Lee was a little bit baffled by her trying to step up to him. But she went in there and put on one hell of a match, to the point that she was the person that almost tried to take out the promoter and Mike King for Nova Pro.
Yeah.
To the point that after people standing ovation for her.
Yep.
The polar dynamics of how you put your skill in the ring, how you can instantly grab the fans to be on your side.
With that said, though, she's facing Mia Yim, who's coming off, who's tough cookie herself, running the Mae Young Classic, and she is certainly someone that should not be underestimated at all, and I don't think anybody could. But
she, first of all, the Mae Young Classic, she had the most impressive match against Shayna Baszler in the second round, where in a heartbreak that she was, that she lost, but absolutely suplexes in the tournament period. I mean, what a fighting spirit! And you put those two together in Mia Yim and Angelus Layne, that's a fireball in its own. Yes, but nonetheless, what do you have going on? How would you book this match?
Well, I don't know. I really don't know, because it's not something that you can just come out and say that one person is at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
We know what both of them can do, and it will be interesting to see. At the end of the day, it only takes 3 seconds to win. Trying to do is count to 3.
Yeah.
And I can't say that one has that much of an edge over the other. So it will be definitely interesting to see what happens there.
Did she say fire?
Speaking of fire, what's going to be an absolute barn-burning flamethrower match is Jordynne Grace making her return to Nova Pro to face on the very dangerous Allie Kat. Now, there's some implications in this match, as there is a 16-woman tournament that's taking place next year in Nashville, May 12th, over there in Nashville, Tennessee. The Making Talents Classic.
Classic.
Better help. The Macon Towns Classic. And so that's going to take place next year. And this match is actually for the second spot in the Macon Towns Classic. So you know that Allie Kat and Jordynne Grace is definitely going to be a good match. But now, with the implications of entering this women's tournament in Tennessee next year, that's got to raise it up a couple notches.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're talking about women's revolution and women's wrestling, and we've had already this year. And so now everybody is looking to make a name for themselves in the next big tournament. Considering that this match here at Nova Pro's biggest show, it may not be for the title, for the or for some type of stipulation in last man stand or something like that, but this automatically is your first step into a 16-woman tournament one night that arguably can change your entire wrestling career.
Yep. So the implications of Nova Pro slowly reverberating around the country, starting here tonight. Nova Project 3, happy Nova Project Day. It starts at 8 o'clock. The doors open at 7:30. The JCC of Northern Virginia is where we are right now, 8900 Little River Turnpike in Fairfax. General admissions, all the tickets they have left, they start at $20.
Yeah.
Here, bring cash. Cash is king.
Walking right through with the cash.
They do take cards, but cash is king. We want to get you in, get you a ticket, and get you seated so we can start promptly at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of bringing cash, of course, we have
merch alert. Merch alert.
Merch. On here we have the Nova Pro Flex Fit Snapback. It's actually pretty comfy.
It is.
And the Nova Pro pen. It's the Virginia State seal with Nova Pro Wrestling on it. Pretty snazzy stuff if I do say so myself. And I'm actually going to cop this one low, but nobody saw that happen. And it's comfy. It's comfy. The hat is $20. The pen is 10.
10.
Yeah,
However,
the pen is 10. But if you buy a shirt from a wrestler today,
buy the shirt and take it over to the merch table, which is over to our left. You will get the Nova Pro gray shirt,
right,
for half off, which is $10. Now, if you buy another pin from one of the merch tables, you also get the pin for half off, which is $5. So in other words, talk to the people. What can you? What specialty you have on? They're trying to get you to come in here. Tickets is $20, which is a very, very, very doable price. Yeah. Very, very, very. We're getting to see today.
So they're trying to sell you some stuff. You're trying to buy some stuff. We have hats. We have pins. We have the wrestling for you. It is Nova Project 3 here in Fairfax. 8 o'clock start. 7:30 doors open. Get here now.
I'm gonna emphasize this one more time too. 8 o'clock is when the bell times are gone. There are pre-show matches. Get here early.
Right there is now locked. And Mike does not want anybody going in or out of it.
Sorry about that. I had a quick announcement. Emergency safety first announcement.
Safety first, of course.
But yes, I emphasize at 8 o'clock the show starts. But there's some pre-show bonuses going on. Right. So get here at 7:30. Yeah. Man, what time is it? You should be.
Honestly, you should be here already.
Sanjay got the memo.
Yeah,
Sanjay got the memo.
You should definitely be here already. It's a couple minutes before 7.
Yeah.
But the last thing, speaking of Sanjay, and I guess we can start out there.
Yeah.
Curt Stallion is making his Nova Pro debut versus one Sonjay Dutt.
Boss man.
All right. Yeah, man.
I don't want to interrupt y'all's thing.
Well, I mean, it's your show, man. We just try and pimp it out.
That is the ace, Eric Royal, coming in to show the pre-show some love. We haven't even got there yet.
We're talking about Sonjay right now.
Sanjay.
We're talking about Sonjay right now. And the real is that Sonjay Dutt versus Curt Stallion. Curt Stallion is making his Nova Pro debut. There's got to be some butterflies there.
Yeah.
Coming in. We've seen some guys before where didn't really have the crowd on their side. Initially. Didn't really do much to win the award. And then you have what you have. But Sonjay is the hometown guy. He's the GOAT. He's the godfather of Nova Pro.
Yeah.
And that's got to put us someone at an immediate disadvantage.
Absolutely. First of all, Curt, Never seen him live. Heard a ton of buzz coming from him from the Glory Pro promotion up in Illinois.
Yep.
So I checked out some videos. The guy's good.
Yep.
When he was announced, very happy because I couldn't figure out when I was gonna make my way up to Glory Pro. But he's here at Nova Pro, our backyard. And then there was a curiosity of him being announced of who he's gonna face. And there's plenty of good talent on the roster.
Yep.
But this is like almost like you being the best backup point guard in the NBA. And it was just like, we're going to just try you out against this guy named LeBron in Akron, and hopefully, good luck. Because people in Virginia ride for Sonjay.
Right.
2 up, 2 down. This is his home. And he's absolute veteran. I mean, you've seen him on Global Force. You've seen him all around.
They've seen him on Global Force?
Of course.
Tweet me if you're that guy that watches Global Force.
Nonetheless, he's here, absolute disadvantage. It's to the point where I'm not even sure where the crowd even have a chance to get behind him. Because Sonjay comes in, it is Sonjay's ring.
Yep, it's his house.
Yeah,
it really is his house. Chet Stallion versus the former PWI Ultra J champion will take on the Progressive Liberal. No, we will team with the Progressive Liberal and take on the
1%.
Yeah. That would be Bobby Shields and Alexander James. Now here's the deal. Shields and James, they've been tagging for a while.
A lot of momentum.
Only seen Daniel Richards here second show.
Yeah.
And he's never teamed with Chet Stallion, as far as we know. So that's going to be an interesting matchup there when you have the 1%. And if you haven't seen it, Ed Dow cut a glorious promo. On the 1%, and how, don't hate us because you ain't us. That is the gist. We definitely have to check out Nova Pro's YouTube channel for that bit of business. Can the Progressive Liberal and the different one, Chet Stallion, this is the 1%. They have everything going for them. Logan is their champion. Logan is your champion, whether you know it or not. And you have a couple of guys come in that's going to try to take that down a notch.
We had the Progressive Liberal on the show. We talked about his promo work, his ring work, and we very, very much focused on other talent behind stage.
Right.
Being a tag team is being able to be fluent, chemistry, and there's an absolute red flag here for me. That Chet Stallion, who's held the Ultra J Championship for time, and Daniel Richards, obviously, he's here for the second time because he did something right the first time.
Right.
There's that. I just don't have confidence. Now, again, last month we did get to see Chet Stallion and Ace work together, and when I had doubts with that too, that I wasn't sure, if they could work, and it was an absolutely great match with great chemistry, tag team action together. If I had to put any type of faith in this, is that Chet Stallion is going to be able to take the celebrity out of this match and be able to focus him that there is a mission here. Daniel Richards has no previous background or experience against the 1%, but Chet does. And Chet, hopefully, if he's able to, experience, so to say, teach the new person in Nova Pro and Daniel Richards, the Progressive Liberal, there may be a little bit of hope. I don't know, because we're talking about the 1%, their champion, our champion, Logan Easton. He is the head man for them, and with that momentum, it's always hard to root against them.
Right. Speaking of Logan Easton LaRoux, it is the main event versus the ace Eric Royal, who just stopped by the table. Give us some love. It is the face of the franchise.
Yes.
Now, the 1% are banned from ringside.
If 1%, that is Alexander James, Bobby Shields, Ed Dow, and the crew, anybody interferes in this match. All that hard work that Logan Easton put in over the years with not getting his chances, working himself up, ladder match, cage match, all for nothing. And he has stripped up the title.
Right.
Huge stipulation. But this guy, he's used to that.
Right.
he's used to different challenges and the different type of matches he can put on. I don't know, man.
But the real question is what does this do for Arik Royal? He can't pull it off.
Yeah.
He's been kind of the number 2 guy for a while now.
Let's bring him.
Oh, well, we got to hold that thought because we have a special guest right now. As we talked about the last man standing match earlier, we have Innocent Isaiah. Hi, guys. How are you doing?
Oh, it's gonna be a good night tonight.
It is going to be a good night. It's going to be a good night. So you're facing Beau Crockett.
I am.
Last man standing match.
That's correct. Do we have enough chairs for him and the Carnies and everyone else that he wants to befriend on Twitter? And all the other people that he runs with?
Well, that's actually my first question. That's actually my first question. You have Beau, you have the Carnies, and then you have you. What do you have up your sleeve?
I've got a lot up my sleeve. I've been game planning this for about 5 weeks now, since I challenged Beau to last man standing. I think my mind's a little sharper. My heart is definitely bigger. And I think at the end of the day, that heart's going to pull me through. It's last man standing. It's how much punishment I can take.
How much punishment can you take is sure. That's justifiable, but how much punishment can you deliver? You know that you're not just fighting Beau. You know that you're fighting him and his minions or lackeys or
other way around. He's the lackey. He's the minion.
Oh, excuse me.
Young boy.
The noob. So how can you stand that punishment? How can you give that out?
So I've always been outsized in all of my matches. There's no denying that. I have a special brand of offense that gets me the upper edge.
Yep.
And with the rules being pretty lax as the last man standing, I can use a lot of toys at my disposal, and I've got a few in mind.
I just had a vision of a new line of merch for Isaiah's toys. That's a different podcast. Last man standing match. Literally 2 men enter, 1 man leave. What happens if you don't walk out of here tonight? You pick up from there.
What's next?
That's tough. This is the end of the line for Beau versus Isaiah. All right, but this goes back almost a year from when the Carnies first came in here. I said, if I don't take him down, I think there are 3 other guys who will be ready to step right up to.
Oh. Wow, well, you heard it here first, Isaiah. We don't want to keep you too much longer. You got to prepare. It's a big match. Last man standing. We're rooting for you. Hell of a night here at the JCC of Northern Virginia. Innocent Isaiah, last man standing versus Beau Crockett.
All right.
So
thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, man. And we'll see you out there later on.
Hey, make sure you got some more chairs for Nick and Trip and Iggy and for Beau and his ego. He'll need like 3, like an airliner.
I see. So we were a little bit about before Isaiah came on, and it is the face of the franchise, Arik Royal, versus Logan, Easton, LaRoux.
Yeah,
and it is going to be very interesting to see what happens here. It's Isaiah. There's so much riding on his match. For him, for Beau, somebody's got to lose, somebody's got to win.
Yeah.
And if you're Arik Royal, to be honest, great guy. He's put on hell of a matches. He's definitely a staple in Nova Pro.
Yeah.
At the beginning. And, he had a long time streak going on, So Arik Royal, definitely a person of note in Nova Pro.
Yeah.
Step behind either Chet Stallion or Cedric Alexander or now Logan, Easton, LaRoux. What does that mean for him if he can't pull this match out?
Again, it's funny that you always emphasizes him being as the number 2 guy in Nova Pro. And at one point, I thought he was absolutely the number 1 guy because he had the streak. It was a big thing. He knocked off very impressive people. Logan, Easton, LaRoux.
Yeah. And
I feel like at that moment is when he had to do some soul searching because the fans turned against them. Tweets were just like was instantly people were just like they wasn't for him. They weren't for him just how they were the month before that. I feel like now this is this do or die for him. We seen him earlier. He seems calm, cool, and collective. Looks like he's ready to go. And I think he wants this because in a very, very parallel world, This is almost the same as what Logan went through with not getting his opportunities. He had to do the 1% gauntlet. He had to beat numerous people in order to get his title shot.
Yeah.
Scream for help, like, hey, I deserve this. I am the face of Nova Pro. I had an undefeated streak, only to lose in the Commonwealth Cup against the champion. Why am I not facing this guy?
Yep.
So that this is the main event, and for all the right reasons. Ace here is just going to have to. He's going to have to put all of the ego stuff aside, get focused like he was in the street, where he goes out there and does his thing, and he'll be good to go. Yep. The Ed Downs and the 1% crew get in their head because they love to make a ruckus and they love to put on they have their entourage, and that may be a little bit of a distraction considering that every time you look over, you know that there's watching you very, very close. That's how Chet absolutely was unfocused. Chet, and I give it to Logan, very, very good wrestler, but Chet was not on his game during the line. He was worrying about the wrong things. Hopefully, Ace and Chet working together last month, he's able to grasp some knowledge from that to take that experience into tonight. Become focused and does what he have to do if he wants to walk out the champion.
Right. But let's not lose sight of the fact that Logan, he had a lot of, I don't want to say help, but he had a lot of support.
Yeah. Between
Shields and Alexander, James coming out, backed by the 1%, the gated community. And we're sitting, obviously you see the wall behind us, but we're definitely sitting behind the velvet ropes of.
We're in the gated community right now, actually.
Well, yeah, right. We're in the guest house of the gated community.
Yeah, Stedman's house.
Right. Stedman. Lord knows you don't want to be Stedman. This is arguably, and I know people say that a lot for everything ever, but this has got to be the biggest match for both Logan, Easton, LaRoux, and Arik Royal.
This is Logan's first defense at Nova Pro. It's where he's won it. This is his first defense. This is special to him. That he didn't weasel his way into the victory, and that he's deserving. That all the hard work that he put in is so well deserved. So not only does he have to prove that to his unbelievers, he also has to prove that to his set of believers as well too.
Right.
That collaboratively, the support that helped him get there, but that he actually is a fighting champion that he can put on with all his skills in the ring tonight. And I think that this is his biggest match, Ace's biggest match, biggest show, thus being their biggest match on the main event tonight.
Right. So that's why we're here. It's the main event, Arik Royal versus Logan, Easton, LaRoux. And it's going to be an absolute ridiculous match. Tonight, Turnpike, Nova Project 3. It is the third anniversary show of Northern Virginia Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
And, well, I think that's going to do it.
Before we get off the air, look, tickets for the next 3 shows are already on sale. So for some reason you can't be here, Brad Stussy can't be here. You made a tweet, energy for the night. But you got big names like that saying how they wish they can be here. If you by any chance can't be here, get your tickets for the next 3 shows right now. It's worth it. These front row seats go like that.
Yeah,
I mean, after last month, how spectacular last month.
Right.
You heard from the king himself.
Right.
3 shows are already they're on sale.
Right.
Left the show, they said 75% of the front row was gone before the end of the night. So don't be that guy.
Yeah, don't be that guy. You really want to be a part of something special.
Yeah,
it's a celebration of Nova Pro Wrestling.
Yeah,
buy their merch alert,
new merch alert.
Yeah, new merch alert.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to be a hell of a show. Logan versus Arik will close it, but we have Mia Yim, we have Beau Crockett versus Innocent Isaiah, we have John Kermon versus Tim Donst. It's going to be a ridiculous show. So come on out, Turnpike and Fairfax.
Don't forget, have to plug that the Big Gold Belt Wrestling Podcast was officially the sponsors of the Mia Yim Angelus Layne match. So we are reclaiming that. As much as everything's going on, we had to put out a stamp that we feel that potentially is going to be the show stealer them two in the ring. We talked about it. It's going to create a lot of energy. It's going to be fun, energetic. Both of them coming off really hot matches and other adventures out in the world. Can't wait for it. But this whole card is stacked. Just keep looking down at it. And too. Pre-show matches is getting ready to start up.
Yep.
We didn't even go over some matches that haven't even and other people that's going to be here. Yep.
So you never know what you're going to get, but we got to clear the way so they can get everything started. And we're out of here. I'm Jamal for the Big Old Belt Wrestling Podcast. We will see you Thursday with another show for us at BGB Group.
And we'll see you tonight.
We'll definitely see you tonight. Come through. Just say, hey, we'll definitely be here. And from all of us here at Nova Pro and the Big Old Belt Wrestling Podcast, we will see you Thursday for our show, but we'll definitely see you tonight for Nova Project 3.